Hi, I came down here to see the more flowering tree on March 28th. It's a peak flowering tree time right now, and some of them are very beautiful. And this is the cherry trees I shot like a couple of days ago. It opens only like a 10%, but now it looks like a full bloom now. And I cannot identify this particular cherry trees. It's very rare to see cherry trees in this neighborhood, and it is beautiful, big, kind of a tall trees here, and I saw the fruits forming last year. So yeah, that's what I like to know the name of the particular tree. This is again this is a Bradford pear tree, and it is very statuesque Bradford pear tree. Uh, the shapes of the particular flowers trees is not that much of the graceful or anything, a very statuesque type of things there. And there's another very uh, conspicuous tree during this time is a redbud. Redbud is nice because when it comes out, there's no leaves at all, just covered with this redbud flowers. It looks like a bean type of flower is there if you see closely. This particular Bradford pear doesn't have one side because they invaded with elm trees there. This is another red bud, but I like to show you this particular way of flowering of the red bud. The flowers comes out from the big trunk, as shown like this, and it's very peculiar way of blooming. But nonetheless, it's very cute and a very nice way of blooming, I would say. Yeah, and yeah, red bud is when it's flower, very nice. This is Bradford pear, and yeah, it's everywhere, and I think maybe overplanted along the street. I think maybe like a 30 or 50% of the planted on the sidewalk like this is either not performing well, half dead, or completely dead. But nonetheless, when it's flower, it's very pretty. This is a red bud again. Yeah, this is a relatively big red bud tree. This may be Oklahoma red bud, and it's very nice. The color is pink, and when it's flowers, no leaves, which is very nice. Okay, this is a tree that last year I noticed, and I saw the flower buds forming during the fall, end of the fall. So why? How interesting! And but I identified at that time as a Paulownia tomentosa. Japanese value them. It's like a government emblem they used for uh, this particular trees here. This is maybe like only like a 1 or 2% of flowering right now. It's not that full, but as you see, flowers are magnificent, and the color is like a purplish white flowers there. Yeah, so I have to shoot again when it's full bloom again. This is crab apple, and it is more or less not so common in this area. This particular tree here is, I think, one of the most beautiful crabapple I've ever seen in this area, because crabapple usually don't do well. But this particular one is very, very dainty, and the way they bloom like this is hanging down like this, very, very dainty and beautiful. I love this, the way they bloom like this, very, very nice. Yeah, I'd like to know the variety of this particular crab apple, but for me to identify it, it's very, very difficult. This is the Bradford pear again. Yeah, it is very, very tall trees, and the Bradford pear, I think, depending on the varieties or the age, some Bradford pear is a big tree, but some of them are small, tiny. And this is another red bud. Uh, Over distance there's a Bradford pear trees there. Yeah, this is the Bradford pear. Yeah, I would say Bradford pear are overplanted, and yeah, streets are suffering from the half uh, dead or half broken trees. This is a crab apple, and this particular variety, I knew this is a variety called mume, because it's small statue, and but the way they bloom, it's a very massive, very dense flowering. Flower itself is tiny. This is a peach tree, and peach tree definitely thrive in this area, and I think the fruits are also abundant here. So, yeah, but I think sometimes peach tree blooms one year, and the second year would not bloom that much. They don't fruit, but I think every other year, I think they flowers like this, and maybe fruit come out. Yeah, so this is adventure of my neighborhood in March 28th, and certainly it's worthwhile to see them even the short time like this, but it's very, very beautiful.